video is going to be a little bit of a first impression on the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palettes.
Hi you guys, just really quickly before we get into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have had a bunch of requests recently to do a video all about my weight loss journey. So I wanted to let you know that I'm planning on making that video more of a Q&A sort of a style. So if you have a question for me, please go to my Instagram and leave me your question in this picture right here, and I will do my best to answer it in that video. Okay, back to the show.
I recently got this in the mail and I had been waiting like over a month for it. So I'm so excited for it. This is what it looks like on the inside. This is the look that I created with it and I can't stand it. I was kind of trying to go for something sort of Christmassy, and warm shades are not my forte. They're not my preference. I prefer cools or like neutrals, and this like fiery red shade is very outside of my comfort zone, but I wanted to play around with it. I just wanted to try and be creative. There's 35 different shades in here, so I'm sure I'll have the opportunity to play around with some of the other shades. So basically in this video, I just show you how I got this look here on my eye. I also tried out a new Morphe brush to apply my bronzer right here so you can see my first impression on that, and then I will get into some swatches of this bad boy, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to see how I got this look, then let's go ahead and get started. I am so excited to be playing with this palette right now because it's been in my possession for like 4 days now and I haven't even swatched it yet. So I'm thinking that's the first order of business, is to swatch this bad boy. Let's swatch that one first. Feels very soft. Ooh. Look at that shine. We gotta do some of these more fun colors. Let's do a matte. Okay, that might be the softest matte I've ever felt in my life. Let's do Soda Pop. Not as soft as Creamsicle, but still very soft, and holy crud. So much pigment. All right, so I have no idea what sort of look I'm doing. I don't have a look in mind. All I know is that when I look at this palette, I feel very inspired. So I don't know what I'm gonna go for. This shade here speaks to my soul, which is Obsessed. And I'm obsessed. So I don't know, I think I'm just gonna play around with it and see what happens. I have a light layer of Tarte Shape Tape on my eyeballs to prime, and I set it with a powder. I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly lay down a transition shade of Silk Cream. There's really not all that much kick up in this palette so far of the shades that I've tried. Blending very nicely. I'm almost feeling like doing something sort of like Christmassy. There's a lot of really beautiful reds and like a deep emerald green in here. I'm gonna grab Hunts on a fluffy blending brush and really tap off my brush and then just buff it into my crease. Pretty. And then I'll just go back in with the brush that I used to apply my transition shade to sort of blend out the edges. I'm gonna grab the smallest little bit of the shade Jax on a more precise sort of crease brush and work that into my crease as well, focusing it more so on the outer corner.
And cue the voiceover. Now I'm basically just gonna take the shade Chip on a pencil brush and I'm gonna buff that in my crease as well, just very lightly. And then I'll blend it out with a bit of a fluffier brush. And then I'm grabbing the shade Soda Pop. And I'm gonna add that to my outer corner as well. And again, blending out the edges with a fluffier brush. And now I'm gonna grab Central Park and add that to my outer corner as well. I'm really just using these shades to try and deepen up that outer corner, and again, blending out the edges. Now I'm going to basically cut my crease with some Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It's in the shade Fair Beige, and I'm just going to carve out the shape of my lid through my crease. And then on top of that concealer, I'm taking the shade Crayon Apple, and I'm basically gonna put that on the middle of my lid. And then to blend the lid shade into the outer corner shade, I'm gonna grab Hillster and just apply that shade in between those two shades to sort of make it a nice even gradient. And then I'm grabbing the shade of Beam for the inner corner, and then I'm just gonna go right over top of that with Faint and Obsessed. I'm just mixing them both together and adding them to my inner corner. Now I'm grabbing this deep green called Enchanted, and I'm gonna buff that on my lower lash line. This is where I feel the look went really, really south. And then I'm grabbing Diva, which is a lighter green. It's also shimmery, and I'm gonna add that to more so like the inner third of my lower lash line, and then I will just buff out all of those shades with Hunts and Jacks.
Not really sure if I want to go for falsies yet. I don't really want to deal with putting them on, but I feel like this look might call for them. Cannot stand how this look is turning out so far. Trying to do something super creative, but I don't know. I don't like it. Also, this is the Doucee Maxlash Volumizer Mascara, and I'm gonna go for Elle Lash Tint on my lower lashes. All right, moving on from this disaster, I am so excited to try out this brush. I've been looking for the perfect bronzer brush for quite a while now, and I'm really hoping that this is it. It's the Morphe M523. I'm gonna go ahead and bronze up the skin with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So far, I am really, really loving this brush. I do think it could be just a little bit more fluffy, and I would also say it's a little bit more of like a contour brush rather than a bronzer brush. But either way, I really like the way that it's applying my bronzer, and it's also blending it out nicely, and it's not moving around my foundation underneath it. So as far as first impressions go, I really am liking this palette so far. I can't stand the look that I created with it, but I do think the shades were incredibly pigmented and very blendable. I do think this Soda Pop shade was just a little itty bitty bit patchy, which I feel is normal for shades that deep, but I definitely am incredibly, incredibly excited to keep playing around with this. Maybe stick to some of the cooler shades a little bit more in my comfort zone. But yes, let's go ahead and jump into some swatches of this bad boy. Walking.
Still hot.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, you want to try it?
I don't like your coffee.
Why?
Because you don't put enough cream in it. So I'm so excited for it. This is what it looks on. What?
By the way, your mirror looks really gross on camera.
You look really gross on camera.